As you can see, welcome and thank you for joining us today. Today we're joined by, well, actually quite a lot of people who will be joining us as we speak, but let's just introduce who we have so far. So my name is Agata. I'm the head of brand for Condé Nast College of Fashion and Design in London. And we're today joined by the online Inside Courses course leader, Sophie Stevens. Hi, Sophie.
Hello, hi everybody. Great to have you here.
Perfect. We're also joined by Wendy Kay, another course leader of our online courses. Hi, Wendy.
Hi, everybody. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are.
We also have our admissions, Hayley. Hi, Hayley.
Hi, welcome everyone.
And then we have, well, that's actually Sophie Cullen here under the name of Wendy Kay again.
I feel like a few of us called Wendy Kay because Teresa's called Wendy.
Yeah,
as
I think
well.
you've used Wendy's link. That's why it shows your name. But if you click on the three dots next to at the top of your screen, you should be able to change your name.
I'll change.
But yeah, so we're also joined by Sophie Cullen. Hi, Sophie.
Hi everyone. I'm
And
just checking my name so you can see.
wonderful. And Teresa Havas also here with us today. Hi, Teresa.
Hello.
So yeah, today we're going to talk about our Inside online courses, and you can ask any questions you have. At the bottom of your screen, you're going to notice two functionalities, a chat and the Q&A. We're going to drop some additional information into the chat, and you're very welcome to ask any questions you might have through the chat, as well as you can use Q&A function, which makes it easier for us to track the questions so we know that we're answering them all. But yeah, today is the day to ask all of those questions. And first of all, we're going to start with a very quick introduction to our online courses, just to remind you what we have actually on offer, as well as the upcoming dates. And then we will take some time to answer your questions. It would be very helpful if you could just very quickly indicate if you can hear me well and see everything that's on the screen, just to make sure we don't have any technical difficulties. Anyone in the chat? Oh, yes, someone's coming into the chat. All clear. Jenny, thank you so much. Maria and Maria, thank you so much for letting me know. Really appreciate it. Okay, in this case, passing it over to Sophie to introduce the courses.
Hello everybody. So apologies for a slight getting everyone together, technical issues. And welcome to you all. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for taking the time. It's lovely to have you here. So my name, yes, is Sophie Stevens. I'm the online program leader. Welcome to the session. Over the next hour, I hope we can give you all the information you need to decide which online course you might like to apply for to come and study with us and become part of the Condé Nast College community. So to start, I'll be giving you some top line overall information that applies to all of the online courses. So the Insights courses are delivered entirely online via our platform Canvas and supported by Zoom for all of the live sessions. So this means everything comes to you no matter where you are in the world or what time zone you're in. If you're unable to watch any of the content live due to time or work restrictions, these sessions are recorded for you to watch at your own convenience. So 1 week before your courses start, you will have access to our runway section on Canvas, where you'll be able to watch a recorded session about our online platform, showing you how to navigate it, find your tasks, upload your work, and watch your live sessions and contact your course leaders, among other key information. This is so you have time to prepare and familiarise yourself with the key aspects of the platform before your official start date. So all the courses begin on a Monday, where you will receive a live welcome session to welcome you to the course, to meet your fellow students and to take you through some of the key information about the course. So this session is also recorded should you not be able to make the welcome session live. Then from your official start date, you will receive the content on a week-by-week basis, and the content goes live each Monday at 9 a.m. UK time every week. You will need to complete the content for week 1 before you can progress to week 2, and so on. Each of the future weeks will be locked until you have completed the week before. The course duration is 8 weeks, which breaks down as 6 weeks taught content with a further 2 weeks to complete your final course tasks, so a total of 8 weeks overall. On successful completion of all the 6 weeks content and the final course tasks by the deadline dates given, you will receive your certificate of achievement. So each week you will watch the recorded lecture videos, then complete tasks for that week that are connected to the lecture video you will have watched. You'll engage in the live sessions and do further reading and watching or listening of extra content that we include. And from this, we predict that there's approximately 7 to 8 hours of online activities each week. But of course, you can always do more. And this will vary from student to student, depending on how much research and time any given student wants to give to the task. We also offer suggested guidance on what to read, watch and listen to as well to help further enrich your knowledge of the subject for that week. So overall, the time you might take to complete each week could vary a little, but we estimate 7 to 8 hours as a guideline. You will have lots of guidance, advice and support on how to complete the tasks and briefs set for you. The tasks are designed to follow the lecture videos and guidance videos that you watch on the course, and the activity that you need to complete is designed to test what you've learned from watching the lecture. You will receive a live lecture from an academic or industry professional on a subject matter connected to your course's learning, which again will be recorded if you can't watch it live. These take place on a Thursday. These are split into 2 tracks, depending on which course you're taking. So the creative track, which includes fashion styling and creative direction. Your lectures, your live lectures take place between 2 and 3 p.m. on every Thursday. And the business track, which includes digital content creation, fashion branding and communication, and business and entrepreneurship. These take place between 1 and 2 p.m. UK time. You will also receive a live session with your course leaders each week, where you'll have a chance to discuss the week's content, to receive feedback, engage with your fellow students, and really enrich your week's learning by delving deeper into the task and hearing all of your fellow students' views and opinions. Your course leaders are your key support system while you're studying with us, so it's important you attend these sessions if you possibly can to gain as much knowledge and feedback as possible. For the next round of the courses, which begins on the 24th of June, these will take place on a Thursday. For digital content creation, you can join Sophie between 10 and 11 a.m. Business and entrepreneurship can join Wendy at 11 to 12 p.m. Fashion styling, you can join me between 12 and 1 p.m. Creative direction, you can join Ruth at between 3 and 4. And the lovely Teresa, you can join her for fashion branding and communication between 4 and 5 p.m. So there might be slight changes to these sessions throughout the courses, but your course leader will keep you updated of any amendments. Lastly, as a member of the Condé Nast College community, you will have access to our amazing live Vogue Education Presents programme, where you'll get to hear from some high-profile guests, speakers live again, or if your time zone makes that difficult, you can watch the recordings back at a time that suits you. This live event takes place every Tuesday at 4 p.m. UK time. The only live session that isn't recorded are the course leader sessions, as these are more intimate group sessions where everyone can talk freely. Finally, at the end of the course, we hold a virtual graduation celebration via Zoom on the final day of the courses. So this is a really lovely finale to all of your hard work, and all the students are invited to join with their course leaders, industry guests, and some college academics. So it's a lovely event that's quite special and unique to us. So required technology in terms of what tech you will need to complete the course. The requirements are quite basic, as you can see here, but what obviously is really important is that you have good Wi-Fi connection throughout the course so you can view and participate to the fullest. Wi-Fi connection is something we all need for general life, but is very, very important if you're going to partake in an online course, so do make sure that you have that. Moving on to who we are. Who are your lovely course leaders? Who are those people that are going to guide you through those 8 weeks? We're all here today, so I'll just start with myself. As I've already introduced myself and you've heard already from me, I am the online program leader, so I oversee all of the online courses, and I also head up the styling course as course leader as well. I've been working as a stylist and art director for about 25 years now. With a main background in magazines and editorial shoots. So I've worked all over the world for a range of different brands and clients and publications. And as an art director, I work primarily overseeing creative shoot concepts and work with press and brands on a consulting level, as well as dabbling in a little bit of TV and radio here and there as well, because I do like to chat. I've been an associate lecturer at Condé Nast College for 10 years, and I'm, as I say, the online program leader, course leader for Vogue Summer School, an MA styling module lead as well, and of course here for the online styling course. So that's me. Over to the other lovely Sophie for digital content creation.
Oh, thank you, Sophie. Hello, everyone. I am Sophie Cullen, and I started as a journalist at Condé Nast about 15 years ago now, which, God, sounds so scary because it feels like only yesterday. And I'm also a brand consultant for the likes of Charlotte Tilbury and NARS and Bobbi Brown. I do, look over the oversee the digital content course at the college, and I do various other courses as well at the college. I also have my own events company and beauty box company, and I do lots of consultation for social media for different brands. So that's looking at different strategies, looking at what to post, how to post, and that's mainly across beauty brands. So yeah, that's me. Over to Wendy.
Thank you. So I'm Wendy Kay. So my background is in the industry as a fashion retail buyer and product developer for over 10 years with some of the biggest brands on the high street. I also stepped out of that and then built my own business around my children growing up. And then I got into lecturing and supporting sort of mainly MA students originally, but I lecture across both design disciplines and fashion business disciplines. So I deliver modules for Condé Nast on the BA course, and we cover everything from fashion marketing promotion through to buyer behavior, through to final major project. I also support on MA courses and also the summer schools and the vocational courses. I'm passionate about entrepreneurship, entrepreneurs, retail brands, and particularly homegrown British brands with heritage and provenance. And I wear a lot of hats. And I've also got skills in product and range development to boot. So yes, that's me. Over to Ruth.
Thank you very much, Wendy. Hello, everybody. My name is Ruth. I am the course leader for the online creative direction course, where, as you'd be unsurprised to hear, we talk about creative direction. But what you might be surprised to know is that we unpack it in lots of different ways. So we talk about futures research, we talk about business analysis, we talk about strategy, we talk about ideas, and I have experience in all of those things through media work, through magazine work, through business analyst and cultural analyst positions. As you can see here, lots of big brands, but also small brands, startups, entrepreneurs, lots and lots of students. And I am an MA course leader at Condé Nast College as well. So that's it for me. Over to Teresa. This seems like a bit of a race, Teresa.
Hello, everybody. Lovely to be here. I'm Teresa. I'm a fellow in higher education. And my portfolio career spans from working with start-out businesses to lifestyle brands, formerly head of PR for Puma Lifestyle and Sport Fashion. I'm also the former head of brand for an award-winning cosmetics company, and I'm also affiliated with the British Beauty Council and the CEW, who are governing bodies within the beauty industry. So as a creative communication expert, what that really means is that I work with people and brands who I admire collaboratively to guide them through their strategies, their brand communication goals and aspirations. And I work very closely with the founders and owners of businesses to really bring out their core values so that can be reflected in all they're bringing into the world. I am an advocate for next generation talent, as we all are here at Condé Nast, and I've been with Condé Nast College now for over 4 years. I'm the online course leader here for fashion branding and communication. I'm also an associate lecturer for MA projects. I also work with the Vogue short courses and the business school. Sorry, business short courses within the school. And I am formerly the BA Hons lecturer for, again, fashion, branding, communication, entrepreneurship, innovation. And within this course here online as well, I deliver the business track sessions on value innovation, which is blue ocean thinking, which will be revealed should you join and partake. So I look forward to hopefully seeing you soon.
Thank you so much, Teresa. What a talented and busy bunch we are. That took a while, didn't it, just to explain everything that we do. You're in very safe hands with Teresa, as you are with all of our fantastic course leaders, as you can hear. Very, very, very knowledgeable, amazing at what they do, and supportive, fantastic course leaders as well, which is something that you definitely need on an online course. So. But back to me to talk about the amazing fashion styling online course. So this course is obviously perfect for anyone who feels that styling is their passion. So be that as a hobby or as a potential career, or for anyone with an interest in styling and fashion photography as a whole. For anyone also that wants to explore the kind of different facets of fashion styling, as well as understanding the kind of conceptual and production process behind a fashion shoot. It's a really interactive course, as all of the courses are, and this really aims to enhance your styling techniques and creativity. So you're going to learn how to recognize key influences in fashion styling and photography, and how styling is used in different areas of the industry. So this includes editorial, still life, advertising, street style, and celebrity, through some really exciting briefs. I would say that, but they are, such as we have a celebrity Met Gala task. We have a menswear lookbook brief, a fantastic still life project, leading you all to creating your very own fashion shoot as the highlight at the end of the course. A little bit around the course structure, so you can understand kind of what we look at week to week. We start off by looking at the advent of the stylist. So this is around historic and cultural influences on fashion imagery and idea generation. So this week you'll recognise things like key international stylists, what influenced their approach to styling through the ages as well. So really important foundation to start the course off. Week 2, we look to the facets of styling and the stylist toolkit, so mood boards and concept pitching, where you're going to understand the different types of styling and the tools, knowledge and skills required for each of those. Week 3 looks to advertising, lookbooks and street style. So identifying the difference between all these areas, between advertising and editorial styling, and obviously street style fashion images as well. Week 4, we look to the production of a fashion shoot, the importance of creative agencies and the still life shoot. Week 5, sourcing clothes, international travel as a stylist, and on-set shoot etiquette. And then week 6, with all of our courses, we like to look to the future. So week 6 for styling looks to the society and the environment and the effects on fashion styling. So we look at this with a fantastic lecture entitled The New World of the Stylist, and we look to the future of what it means to be a stylist today and beyond as well. So a little taster of the brilliant creative content you can expect to receive on the fashion styling course. As I previously mentioned, the next course begins on the 24th of June, and we have a final run for this year taking place on the 7th of October. Finally, I would just like to say as well about the course, because I get asked about this quite a lot, you don't have to have any experience or any prior dipping of toe into anything fashion styling related to the course. These are built as insight courses. I always say that we have many different fields coming to do all the different courses. Sometimes I have lawyers come to do the fashion styling course just because they love fashion, and that is completely fine. You can have a bit of knowledge, a bit more knowledge, or no knowledge. It's a place for you to kind of start and dip your toe into this field. So if styling, photography is something that you've had a passion about or that you just love, then this is a course for you. Sophie, hand over to you.
Just make sure I take myself off mute. Hi everyone, hi again. So this is my lovely course, which is digital content creation. And what I love about this course is similar to what Sophie was saying. This course spans so many industries. So, whilst we are predominantly, a fashion and design college, you don't have to work in fashion for this to really apply to you. Now you can work in travel, lifestyle, food, beauty, because social media is something we do every single day, and something that is constantly evolving. Algorithms are changing all the time. So this is why this course is so important. If you have again, you don't need that kind of base level of understanding. I've had people that have joined that haven't even had a social media account, and by the end, we're getting them to post and do their own TikTok videos. So, any kind of ability to join is absolutely fine. We really go through in quite a lot of depth about strategy, looking at when to post, what to post, the different platforms. So, we're not just talking Instagram and TikTok, we're talking, LinkedIn, we're talking Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, and looking at what's coming next, what platforms are coming next, and also what works, because something that works on, say, LinkedIn won't necessarily work on Instagram, and how do we adapt that? How do we look for, what to, if you're an influencer, we get quite a few influencers, how to work with brands, how to answer briefs. We get you to take your own, as a photography task, which is really popular, which happens in week 3. And it just it's brilliant because I get to see, your creativity, and the photos are amazing. So we go through, learning the key processes and methods about, creating content on, a large scale, exploring different marketing channels as well, and how to connect with consumers and audiences via your content. We do get many brands, the last few intakes we've had, brand managers, social media managers that have come to get an understanding. As I said, it's a constantly evolving industry, and it's just good to keep your skills up to date. We look at key tools and practices. There's a brilliant lecture in week 3, which is all about websites and apps that can really enhance your content. And, someone that's worked in the digital content for a long time, when I watched this lecture, I learned so many new websites and tricks. So I think it's a really good one, and I've had some brilliant feedback on that. And also, as we say, recognizing, what digital content is, is, and what's it coming into, what's next for it, and also how it's affecting and impacting the different industries. So there's a lot, we cram in a lot into those weeks, but it's a brilliant course, and I hope to see lots of you on it. And please do ask any questions. If you're unsure of anything, I'll happily answer. Thank you.
Okay, creative direction. Creative direction entails a lot of different roles today. So what we have to do first is to think about how we have got to where we are. So we look a little bit at the history of creative direction. We look at where it's come from. We look at what that means in terms of a title for yourselves. We look at what it means in terms of a philosophy and a role, the role that you play within the fashion industry, but also in other industries too that are related to the design and cultural worlds. So we are looking at the principles, we're looking at the reasons for creative direction, and therefore, of course, we're reflecting on why you want to be a creative director, why you want to move into this world. Perhaps you are, I haven't finished. Perhaps you are thinking about making a pivot, making a jump in your career from being one kind of creative role into a creative director. You know, there is a sense of creative director is at the top of the triangle. Sorry, don't like triangles, but also, you know, it's the end goal. You are the creative director. So there's a lot of steps to get to that place. And we try to help you analyze and position yourself and look at where you are and what you yet have to do and how you can make a plan to get to that position of creative director. So then we look at the most important thing for a creative director is to have good ideas, where they come from, how to develop them, what they mean in this day and age, how to be relevant, how to make sure that you are differentiating yourself and also your work from what has gone before and what else is out there in the market. Then we really look at how you speak about both creativity and also your creative work. So we're looking at language and communication strategies, how to make sure you stand out again, but also how to make sure you're using the right words, the right tone of voice, the right mood for the kind of culture that we are thinking about today. No creative director exists without a team around them. I think this is really important. And we think about how to collaborate, how to brief a team, how to build a team with the right kind of you know, collaborative skills, but also how to find the right people to support your vision and to bring your ideas to life. And we talk about managing creativity and how to build a very efficient and useful network, how to work with other people, yes, but also how to continue to be part of that network, how to play your role in keeping your network healthy and exciting, and how to keep moving forward and making sure that what you're doing and therefore the conversations you're having with other creatives is relevant. And then, of course, right at the end, we must always think about the future. So in terms of where you're going to be and what you want to be doing, but also what tools will you be using. And we all know today tech tools are changing almost daily for the good and the bad. So we really have a look at what are some of the opportunities, what are some of the ways that we can use particularly AI in a creative setting, but also some of the other things that we have now available to us that allow a lot of people to be creatives. And how are you going to use them better? How are you going to stand out? How are you going to actually grasp and be that creative that you want to be? We pull that all together into your final project, and we try to create something that really gives you an excellent portfolio that you can use in an interview, you could use in getting another job, that you could use applying for another piece of education, whether that's with us or anybody else, you know, something that you can take that is really solid and take it beyond this course and help you to take that next step into whatever you want to do. So we, again, as Sophie said, we have lots of different people with lots of different backgrounds and reasons for being on this course. And we make sure that we discuss those and we connect you as a group so you can both help each other as much as we help you too. So it's really about creating a community of people who are there to support you in your creative journey. So it's exciting, it's quite transformative. People tend to feel like they really have learned something about themselves, crucially, by the time they leave these courses, and they're able to go out there and grab that role in fashion or hospitality or any kind of design or graphics or image making or whatever it might be, with confidence. And I think that's the thing that makes us the proudest. So an exciting course. And definitely one that would sit really well with the other courses. So if you've done some of the other courses, this creative direction is also, you know, a nice bedfellow for the skills that you're learning on the other courses too. So come and join us.
Thank you, Ruth, and sorry for switching the slide halfway through. It's my trigger happy fingers. So moving on to fashion branding and communication.
Thank you. So within this course, we're really looking at the heart of how brands speak, communicate, and connect with not just their internal teams, but also the people around them, and how you can, from that connection, instill storytelling that is shareable. So we look at looking at context. We start with looking at the fashion system, how that's evolving, what entices us to follow something in the first place, what entices us to even queue up for hours on end, what is this culture that we're in that is ever changing? How is digitalization impacting, revolutionizing, and equally, how are we coming back to something now where we still want to be in physical spaces and still want to have interaction? So what are brands doing from a holistic perspective to really understand and deliver on cohesive touch points, which basically means from saying who you are as a brand, communicating your values, communicating your essence, communicating your personality, how then will you promote yourself externally as part of a bigger picture, which includes entrepreneurship, creative direction, digital content, PR, styling, everything has to be considered. And as Sophie said earlier, you know, this is about insight. So the beauty of this course is to give you little gateways into how each aspect works and how each aspect is brought together. So we will look at branding, we will look at how brands communicate and then reach out to other brands for collaboration. We will consider ethical standpoints and, yeah, really at the heart, like what is the purpose and how moving forward are brands creating legacies? And in that legacy, how are they continuing to inspire and build loyalty? So there are lots of different aspects that we look at within the teaching. There are the fundamentals, and then within conversations with our guest speakers on Vogue Education Presents, etc. This just adds extra value and extra nuance to everything, so that when we come to our course leader sessions, for those of you who are able to make it, for example, we then get to unpack that even more. And then after sessions, there's a little bit of a snapshot of what's been discussed, so that's shared with you as a group as well, so that if you're not there, you don't miss out on the key conversations that have been had or the themes that have come up. So branding is really for individuals who's interested in looking at the whole picture, whilst focusing really on how brands communicate in a manner that means they deliver on their promise. So what are brands saying and how are they living in integrity or being in integrity with that? And you will look at social media, you will look at digital storytelling, you will be again involved with what is it to have purpose, and how again are you building stories that fundamentally connect, so that people will then go on to talk about you in a positive way. And so yeah, I think that kind of holds everything and covers everything. So yeah, I look forward to hopefully seeing you as part of the course, part of our online courses soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Teresa. Just for those who are watching us, I know there are questions coming through and we will be replying to them, responding to them very shortly. So just bear with us for a little bit longer and we'll get to your questions. And now we're moving on to the business and entrepreneurship in fashion, media, and creative industries.
Hello, that's me. Hang on, everybody. It's just the last one. Yeah, we're doing well. We're getting through it. Yes, so I run the Insights course for business and entrepreneurship, fashion, media, and creative industries. And like the other courses that you've heard about, the way our courses are structured is with this kind of buildable content approach, and no more so than in this particular course. So anybody who is interested in building a business, building a brand, has the germ of an idea, as Ruth said, wants to pivot, wants to change direction, might be stuck in a place, but have this burning idea to create something of their own, this course is for you. Because what we look at in a simple kind of building blocks manner is actually mapping out, planning out your business idea and understanding what that takes. So right from week one, we're looking at creative ideas and ideation and how you can think about your business as this creative enterprise, this idea that you can basically grow and develop. And we also look at, as Teresa was mentioning, business purpose, which is so important for any brand and any business in this day and age. So we look at the mission and the vision and the values that might be associated with your idea and therefore your brand, in line with your purpose. as a brand out there, because let's face it, we don't really need any more brands in the world, quite frankly. So anything that we do think about, anything that we develop from this point onwards has got to have integrity, has got to have values associated, and has got to have that purpose to actually warrant consumers engaging with you, taking notice of you. So yes, from weeks 1 and 2, we then build on looking at and thinking about the market out there. Where might your idea sit? In what sector, in what industry, what part of the fashion industry, for example, and who out there might be interested in your product and why. So we look at market research, we look at consumers, we look at trying to build an idea of who our consumers might be through profiling. We also look at market strategy, the idea of actually bringing your product or service to market and what that takes. We look at key business frameworks for analysis and development. And we look at also the communication of your brand. Some of the things that Teresa alluded to, you know, for her course, they're all integral, they're all part and parcel, as with the other courses as well. We also look at some very basic finance, very basic, so don't worry about that. And we look at ethics, and we look at the ethics of the industries, the ethics of those overarching macro factors that we all have to consider when we're building a business. Things like sustainability, things like throwaway fashion, things like greenwashing, etc. And then we look at the future. So we consider the future of where we are right now as businesses and brands, or the potential for where we want to be as a business and brand. So as highlighted on the slide, we look at introductory knowledge on business innovation. We look at how to research and develop your ideas. We want to inspire you to think creatively about your concepts and your developments and how you form your idea of a business, as well as mapping it out. Recognizing the target audience for your product or service, and then thinking about your business planning and the creativity of your business. But also we look at then how you might go about pitching your business. So ideally you should end the course with your final task being a first draft as a business plan, and thinking about how you would sell that to somebody in terms of a pitch, in terms of engagement, getting finance, wanting someone to come into partnership with you, etc., etc. So lots of things that we cover in this sort of insights course. That's me.
Thank you, Wendy. Those are all of our online courses that we offer in the college. Just to let you know, we have here now on the screen some of our graduates, some of the past students who've done some of our online courses. As you might notice, many of our students would take multiple of those courses. Some take up to 2 at the same time if they have enough time to spare. Some take 1 and then they take another in the next intake, and so on. We're running those courses 4 times per year, so you can easily join any of those intakes, be it autumn, winter, spring, or summer. I think what we should say now is also, so you are not surprised, but soon enough for this intake now, that's starting on the 24th of June, there are no changes. Everything will be as we presented it to you today. However, from October, you will notice certain changes. Mainly, Condé Nast College of Fashion and Design will be officially changing its name to the Vogue College of Fashion. Nothing will change, as in we're still delivering the courses we're delivering. We're still based in the same location in the heart of London, and we're still going to be delivering very high quality of courses. But we will be under a different name. So just so that you're not surprised when you're coming to book the course. Also, our online courses, though they will be still the same, we will be actually updating some of those titles. So again, so you're not surprised for October, the online courses might have slightly different titles. Saying this, they're still the same fantastic courses that we're running right now. Okay. We have a couple of questions here, so let me move on to those. So first question from Laura. So I'm turning 50 in July. I've been working in retail for over 30 years. Within the past couple of years, I have discovered my true passion for branding and logo design and will graduate in December 24 with an associate degree in digital graphic design. I'm looking to strengthen my ability to help fashion brands with creating their brand identity with a strong focus in logo design. I'm wondering, therefore, if the fashion branding and communication course would be beneficial for me, or would there be a different course that I should focus on? Also, how many of your students are my age? Thank you so much. So, anyone wants to take the question from Laura?
I can take that
I
question.
say, yeah.
Hey, Laura. Hi. So fashion branding and communication will enable you to think about the principles and how brands are telling their stories. So what you will be able to do as a gateway into kind of link what it is you'd like to study is to, when analyzing brands, maybe look at it through the lens of branding and graphic design from your own unique perspective and how you feel in response to tasks brands are using that by means of communicating with cohesion, with great direction that makes sense. Logos, iconography, identity, how a brand presents itself, and the logo itself, its own mark, is to be reflective of the brand values, etc. So you will learn to unpack this within the course, or indeed the course will awaken you to looking at it from that perspective. I think with all our courses, where you can come in really clear about the kind of thing that you're interested in, you're able to utilize that as maybe again the lens in which you can approach each. So to be honest, I mean, again, while I have given you this on fashion branding and communication, I also believe that styling and creative direction and entrepreneurship and indeed digital content can feed into this. It is always about perspective. So my advice to you would be to go for the course that feels more aligned in this moment in time, should there be any course, and work with your course leader on your own kind of ambitions and desires. In the beginning of each course, you're invited to tell us why you're here and what's of interest to you. So we can open up that conversation so that every time you move forward with developing yourself week on week, you are again coming through the lens of branding, communication, graphic design, the importance of logo, the importance of identity, etc. And congratulations. I think that 50 is a wonderful age to be. We have people from across the board. I mean, there's conversations now. I don't know, Forbes, I read recently, the 5-generational workplace. Things are changing. It's about a mindset. And we are so fortunate that I guess we live in a time that with digitalized knowledge and being able to come on board on courses like this means that no matter what age, you can embark on something that is in addition to the things that you do every day, just to kind of fulfill that little calling that might be there the back of your mind. So I'm turning 47 this year. Very much, I think that, you know, the older we get, the more I guess the more we have to explore. But also I find that when we get to this older age, we're kind of settling into something that we know it's time to do. So whatever it is that you're feeling, again, I'll come back to that. Just go for what's being called to you, and take a chance, and yeah, just enjoy. Thank you.
Thanks, Teresa. I've seen a couple of questions actually just jumping into the age question about who studies on the courses. Yeah, just to kind of highlight more what Teresa said. Basically, I think it's actually one of the lovely things about the online courses is the age range is really diverse. It's diverse from globally to all different ages. And actually, as part of that, what the students then find of all different ages is how great it is to see different perspectives and different angles and different views from walks of life, from past companies. You know, we have older people inspiring the younger generation. We have the younger generation inspiring the older generation. So it's absolutely not something that you should ever think that whatever age you are, it's not something, you know, you can partake in and do. If anything, it actually enriches the whole experience. So age is what is age anyway? Age is a number, as they say, but it's certainly something that we don't even think about. But if it was a consideration or perhaps concern or an element you were thinking about, I think you would be completely embraced by everybody on the course, and actually realize how much more you would get from it, from the diversity of age on there as well. So I just wanted to jump in and give them a little penny's worth to that as well.
That is true. Our cohorts are very diverse, and it's nationality, and it's the background where they're coming from, you know, as well as the age group. But someone did ask us about the average age of the course participants. I would say roughly it's from early 20s to mid 30s. That would be the average. But that doesn't say that we don't have older students as well as younger students. You do have to be 16 or over to join, but beyond that, there is really no cutoff age. So please join us, because, you know, your experience would be invaluable in the course, I'm sure. Right, Sophie, that is for you now. Specifically, could you please repeat, when are the live sessions taking place?
Yes, okay, everybody got a pen and paper. I'll take a deep breath. So predominantly your live sessions happen on a Tuesday, and actually for the June run on a Thursday. So on Tuesday we have Vogue Education Presents. This happens at 4 p.m. UK time. Again, this is recorded, so if you can't watch it live, don't worry. You can obviously watch this session back at any time. Then Thursday really is your other big day. So you have your creative track lecture for creative direction and styling. This happens between 2 and 3 p.m. on a Tuesday. Oh, sorry, on a Thursday. I get my days correct. And then you have your business track lecture for the other courses, which happens between 1 and 2 p.m. on a Thursday. You then have your course leader sessions. So this is another element that happens sometimes on a Thursday or a Friday, but for the June run specifically, we're all on a Thursday. So you can get all your learning and everything done on the same day. So for digital content creation, this happens between 10 and 11 a.m. Business and entrepreneurship is 11 to 12 p.m. Fashion styling, 12 to 1 p.m. Creative direction, 3 to 4 p.m. and fashion branding and communication, 4 to 5 p.m. Now, these are the only sessions that aren't recorded, but obviously if there's anything overall content-wise important, anything significant, anything we share, links or wider discussions that we feel everybody on the course should be a part of, we will always share that with you as well. Other than that, we're basically talking about the week, we're supporting and looking at your work. It's an open, freer space, which is why we don't record those sessions. Again, there's no mandatory requirement for you to be at these live sessions. It really just enhances your learning and your ability to connect and your ability to get that further feedback. Time zones are a tricky thing. We are global, so sometimes people are just asleep. So this is why we record those sessions for you. But yes, you basically, the more you can attend live, you can ask questions, you can be more involved, you can get more feedback. So the more you can attend live, the better it is for you, but it's not mandatory.
Thank you, Sophie. We have another question from Jenny. Hi, everyone. Really clear and informative presentation. Thank you. Well, thank you so much, Jenny. I already have a broad background of comms, marketing, and creative development in the arts and the music industry, but recently have picked up fashion clients. So I'm looking to develop that experience more. Is the creative dev course, I think you mean creative direction course, for beginners, or would it suit people who already have quite a lot of experience?
That's me. Hello.
Hello.
Again, it doesn't, your level of experience does not determine what you get from these courses. So some people come and they work for Google and they are big, powerful people, and they work. I think there's an element of working personally with your course leader, but also then taking from the live lectures, taking from the work that you do, what you need to take from it. So I think as long as you come with an idea of what you want to work on in yourself, or reflect on, or build, or get started, or kind of drag out of your head, you've had an idea bubbling for ages and you just want to get it down on paper, whatever those things might be, that's what you should be focusing on. And when we begin the course, I will spend some time with each of you kind of saying, you know, what are your goals? What are your aims? What do you want to take away from this? When we are 2 months finished and the course is done and you've got your certificate, what is the thing that will remain, and how can we work on that to really help you transform and kind of get the most out of it? Some, you know, as we've said a few times, the reason for coming to these courses is myriad, and there are lots of different backgrounds and lived experiences. So as long as you, and one of those reasons can also be, I don't know. I think there's something creative I want to do, and I want to work out what that is. So within that spectrum as well, we absolutely welcome anybody and everybody, and it doesn't matter where you are on that journey. We will tailor as much as we can, and also feed you with all the kind of background knowledge. You know, it's not something we can show you today, but what you get in those lessons is, how does this work behind the scenes, and what goes into this, and what are the cogs and the layers and the things that anybody needs to know in order to make some choices about where you want to sit and what you want to do and who you want to be. I hope that answers the question.
Thank you. There's another one for you, Ruth.
Yes.
So hi, that's from Morieke. Hi, I'm a freelance social media strategist with 14 years of experience in leading social media teams, but I noticed that within the development of strategies, there is often also a part of development of creative vision. Example, what content could look like. Also, I would like to broaden the work I do. Would creative direction be a good opportunity to do so?
Yes, definitely. And I think because we are very focused on unpacking what strategy actually means, you know, that word gets bandied around a lot and used in lots of different ways. And we really go back to basics and think about, what is an idea? How can that idea become a good idea for your business? You know, there are a lot of good ideas in the world that aren't actually relevant for building a campaign or building a communications plan or whatever it might be. So we really sort of work on your skills to analyze, to put into a framework, to really sort of make use of what is happening out there in the world, in culture, in the big picture, so that you can bring that back to your idea, and also how you can interrogate your own ideas to make sure they're really good stuff, that they're going to work, that they're going to be appropriate for your customer, your client, whatever the purpose of a brief might be. So we are giving you the ability to kind of polish your strategic skills, and I think within that you might find that really useful. We do visual research, we do lots of mood boards, we do lots of kind of visual building of an idea, but we also get you to kind of, you know, really think about how am I putting this together? What story am I telling? What's the narrative behind this? Have I missed anything? Am I representing people properly? Am I representing all people properly? And if I'm not, is there a reason for that? And am I building all of the pieces of the strategy in a way that is efficient, commercial, but also there's that little drop of creative magic as well? So again, it's what you bring to the course, you know, in terms of what you want to specifically get out of it. But what we give you is the ability to do that. I hope that answers the question. It starts to get quite conceptual.
Thank you, Ruth. We have another question for Sophie this time about the styling. So will the fashion styling course tackle the topics of personal styling or mostly photo shoot styling?
So we dip into all the kind of styling aspects on the course, nothing in too much detail. As we say, it's an insights course, so we like to give you a little speckling of all the different areas that you can possibly get into to give you that taster. We definitely have an element, obviously, personal styling within that, as I mentioned. Even though it's more celebrity than personal, but it's very much linked towards the things that you need to consider about if you're dressing somebody else. And we dip off into that absolutely on certain weeks through our course leader sessions as well. So not specifically aimed towards personal styling, but within the mix of everything, it's definitely considered. And also, obviously, there's a lot of transferable skills that you need when styling in general that can be, you know, moved over to all the other areas. So it's definitely a part of that as well. Yes, for sure. Also, while I was having a little peruse of the questions, and I did notice that there was one about the time of which it might take to, you might need to, you know, earmark for the courses, which I know Hayley has responded to, but I just wanted to add, along with the courses, there are timings next to each of the elements that give you a guideline as to how long they might take. So if you know you've only got 30 minutes, you might be like, I'll watch this lecture and I'll maybe do the task later. Or if you know you've got a little bit longer, you can pick what you might want to do. Also, to bear in mind, most of our students are either studying somewhere else, working full time, have families. So it is completely doable for you to have a full-time job and to also do the course, because it's self-propelled and you can do it in your own time. You can do it in the evenings, you can do it at the weekends. That is completely up to you. So I wouldn't want anyone to think that if they had a full-time job that this isn't something that they could also do alongside. The maximum amount of courses we suggest you take on are 2 at any one time. But obviously that would very much depend on your workload and whether you feel that you'd be able to obviously do more than one. But I did want to just stress that obviously, you know, 99% of our students are all doing something else as well, and still find it quite manageable to do the online courses too. So just a little extra bit of info from me.
Thank you so much. So someone asked if they're in New York and they can still take the course. Absolutely. That's why it's online.
Absolutely.
We have people from all over the world, genuinely. And if you can't make the live session, everything's recorded, so you can watch it later on as well. There's another question. So what is like the final assignment for which people have 2 weeks?
So obviously this is very individual to the course that you are studying. I don't know if there's a particular course that you are interested in, anonymous attendee. I don't have a name. That's clearly not your name.
We
But
don't know at this stage.
if you have, if there's a particular course that you are interested in, maybe you could pop that in the chat and we could be more specific. But basically the final course tasks are always kind of geared towards all your learning that you've done through the course. So these are based on all the elements through the weeks coming together and culminating in a final course task that's relevant to your learning. So this isn't something that we
branding and communication, this one.
Fashion, branding and communication. Over to you, Teresa.
So you will have an opportunity to respond to a task that basically enables you to look back at all of the weeks that you've done before and then piece together your own thought piece, your own perspective on a particular topic of your choosing. We give you some options, and then of that it is over to you, having learned and taken on board the weeks before, to then enable you to just to create a response. That could be through mood boards and visuals, that could be through written. With fashion, branding and communication specifically, I think there is a great 50-50 kind of ratio on written work and visual work as well. And then you will have your portfolio piece. So that is where, again, you have an opportunity to reflect and then curate your own portfolio piece that will, as Ruth was saying earlier, that will enable you afterwards to take on to a future collaborative partner, to a job interview, to even open up conversations when you're next in the room with people at an event, etc. So your final piece is very much a reflective piece, because you will be looking back to then see how you will then form your own opinion on something at the end, alongside your own collection of highlights throughout the weeks that you have been working. So I hope that helps.
Thank you, Teresa. I see another question coming through. Sorry to go back to, this is from Laura. Sorry to go back to the times of the live sessions again. I'm thinking those are London times. Yes, those are London times that Sophie gave you. So I'm not sure what's the time difference between the UK and US main. Maybe like New York, which is about 5 hours difference.
Yeah, 5 hours.
Yeah.
Um, So I can figure it out. Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
Also,
Sorry,
just to say, obviously, wherever you are in the world, when you join the courses, you get a chance to change your time zone, put your own time zone in. Obviously, all of our timings that we talk about are UK timings because that's where we are. But you have the ability to change your time zones when you join. So everything will be aligned for you so you won't miss anything. Every single Monday, we will give you a reminder of your online sessions for that week, of the timings, of when they are. We don't expect you to hold all the information in your head forever. But yes, the live sessions, just if you earmark on a Tuesday and a Thursday are really when your live sessions are. But we give you constant reminders and help along with those sessions to remind you when they'll be taking place as well.
So adequately, if you're on the side of North America, it's going to be earlier in the morning for you, all those sessions. And then if you're more towards for us East Asia, that will be a little bit later for you or during the day. But thank you so much for joining us today. I just wanted to mention, if you like those courses, do book them. There are no admission requirements as such. It's all pay and book. As long as you feel your English level is good enough to follow the instruction, we'll be happy to take you on the course. We also have a number of other courses available. We have the full portfolio from short face-to-face courses, summer school, which is about to start in July, through to those online courses we spoke about today. But also we actually have the foundation program that is a stepping stone onto our bachelor's. We have a bachelor honors in fashion communication and industry practice starting in September. And we have a range of 7 specialized master's degree programs that we offer from our campus in central London. So if any of it sounds interesting, do check out our website, as we organize those sessions on ongoing basis. And you can always drop an email to, as Hayley dropped it here in the chat, to admissions@condenastcollege.ac.uk. Even when we rebrand, we will redirect all those emails and those key website addresses, so you'll be able to find us. And there's one more question from the anonymous before we leave. We're going to tackle it quickly. Hello, everyone. This is a mixed question, as I'm interested in creative direction, but hearing business entrepreneurship course has elements that I'm also interested in, but I'm not sure if doing 2 courses would be too much at the moment. Is creative direction more strategy or a mix of creative also?
It's a mix.
Yeah, so I guess that's the question. Yeah, creative direction, Ruth.
It's definitely a mix. We have strategic conversations and we also have creative conversations. We might have cultural conversations about something that's not exactly connected. We might have a personal conversation. There's all types. It's definitely a mix of subjects and a mix of approaches. Sorry, the decision is yours.
It's not easy to be very prescriptive always. So sorry if we can't be much more straightforward, but you could do 2 courses. There's nothing stopping you. We do have students who did them at the same time. I mean, if you have something else going on, we probably wouldn't recommend taking 2 courses at the same time. But if you have the next 8 weeks free, why not? You could potentially do it.
I think I would also advise you to do perhaps one course after the other. We get quite a few people who do one, they commit, they do take it seriously, have a little break, and then they come back and do another. They're already in the process, you know, it fits their agenda. I think that's the best use of your time, because you need to think as well. You need some time to make notes and read things and watch stuff and take it easy and not just kind of rush through it. And, you know, you want to get every bit of juice out of them that you can.
Make sure you like us before you buy more, I guess, also. So, sorry? Or
That's not.
But we're sure you will like us. That's why we're so confident about that. There's another question about the time. So for this person that missed part of the session, this session is also recorded, and it will be sent to you via email within the next couple of days. So you will get all of this information. And I must say, we have repeated it about 3 times now. So generally the sessions, you want to do it again, Sophie, quickly?
I was just going to say, I think it might be slightly different in the fact they're asking about if the classes. So if you're talking about the actual content, in terms of that you have to complete your work that's linked to obviously the course, these are recorded lectures. So these are not the live lecture sessions or the live sessions that we have are not pertain to your actual work that you complete on the courses. So if the actual class element, the actual structure of how you complete your work are there delivered via recorded lectures that are on the platform. So you can view them anytime, listen to them as many times as you want, pause, repeat, fast forward, all of that jazz. So if it was the class information, then yes, that's not a problem for you to be able to rewatch those.
And the live session, of course, are also recorded, so you can watch them later on in your own time. So in theory,
we have it fully covered.
Yes, in theory, you don't have to attend any of the live elements. In theory, we encourage you because it's a better experience. You build your community, and there's a lot of other benefits. But in theory, if you cannot, you could do it all with just the recorded and pre-recorded material in your own.
Yeah, absolutely. And there are some people we never physically see, but we do see their work. There's some people we see every single week, come, rain or shine. It is a real mix. So it's really whatever suits you, works for you best. We can work around.
Fantastic. It looks like we got to the end of this session. So thank you so much for staying with us throughout this whole time. We hope you found out all of the information you wanted to. We hope to see you on the 24th of June, or maybe then again in October. So yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sophie, Haley, Teresa, another Sophie, Wendy, and Ruth for all your contributions today. And all your great questions, guys. So have a lovely rest of the day, evening, wherever you're coming from. Enjoy.
See you online.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
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 Bye.